Fox Sports Pueblo, 1350. This is the John Wristen Show, brought to you by Miller Lite. Let's join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi, along with CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves head coach, John Wristen.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Andy Max for the John Wristen Show. A little hot there, isn't it? Hot! Well, coming in hot, striker. Caitlin, it's not your fault. She was worried this week when I had to talk with her, but she said, no, was I just wrong? No, it was me. It's all me. But Jim Brooks along with Chief and Joe Cervi and the head coach, John Wristen, in the house. There he is, right here.
We just moved everybody a little closer so it sounds louder.
Your fans adore you. Good. We had a good crowd tonight. And everybody's in here, you know, you're drowning their sorrows.
Are you doing all right? Are you okay?
I'm almost all right. I've been running late all day from the very start.
You have that look on like you got a pencil stuck in your eye, and when you're trying to plug that in, I thought, wow, this is going to be one heck of a show.
Yeah, it was a little rugged here. You know, I had about 5 minutes to get done. Down there saying, okay, there we go.
There you go.
How's that? All right? Down again.
Levi just wants it turned off so he doesn't have to listen to it.
That's as low as I can go. You're going to have to turn it down on your end.
That's because he's got good hearing. The rest of us.
I mean, whoa, something happened.
He's younger.
Yeah, Tundra can hear it. It's on their end.
Yeah, it's on your end. I'm as low as I can go. So turn it down up there. But, I'm loud. Yeah, well, we're okay. We'll let them worry about what they're
John's hot, too.
John should be hot after that ball game on Saturday. I mean, hot in a good way. I mean, that was a good rock'em sock'em football game. I kind of enjoyed that, John. I like the old-fashioned. I don't like this fast break football where everybody's, throwing it all over the joint. I like to see people run the football, play defense, hit each other a little bit.
Well, I think you guys felt my pain or worries, whatever you want to say, going into Saturday about playing this Dixie State team. This Dixie State team, I think, is a very well-coached team, number one. Their offensive coordinator was a guy at Western New Mexico. And who's coaching the quarterbacks and running backs is Mitch Glassman. And how many times have we battled with them?
Yeah.
He was a 7-year senior.
Right. And I think that physically it was a very physical game. I think we both played really well. I think our defense made a couple more plays. When you get a defensive touchdown, that really helped. And but it was a well played ball game. I thought that we had you want to call it in baseball terms, we had a couple long foul balls that would have made a difference in the ball game. And the guys our offense coach did a nice job designing plays, and the balls just were long foul balls instead of home runs. And when you're playing those type of teams, you need to be able to connect and make a home run. I'll take 1 out of 2.
Yeah.
I'm not being greedy, but when you go 0 for 2, it ends up for games like this because you only get a handful of opportunities. Everybody says, well, run the play again. Well, they kind of know it's coming. You only got a few, set up plays that those were, and you're able to do those type of things. You just can't come back to them like everybody thinks you can. And so, I thought that our backs did a good job in that game, but they could have done a better job in the game. I think we had to target it right. We missed some cuts, missed some holes. And so that's part of that growing curve. But the bottom line is, as a team, we found a way to win a very, very good football team. That team beat Mesa by 14, I believe, and has been playing very well throughout the stretch. And we were fortunate to go win that ball game.
It was funny, though. We always do the eye test before the game, and they didn't really pass the eye test. They weren't huge. I mean, their line was okay, but their uniforms were baggy, and their helmets were, it just wasn't one of those polished teams that looks like you guys when, tight-fitting uniforms. But I'll tell you what, that team probably played harder than any team I've seen this year.
Yeah, I think they came in, and I think that always happens when you're playing us.
Yep.
And so, especially here in the Nita and Eddie DeRose Thunder Bowl, I mean, I think people people get excited about playing here.
Sure.
It's a great atmosphere. They want to give it them all, give it their all, and it's been one of those things that I think that we've always gotten everybody's best shot, and that's what it is.
Well, defensively, the game went really well. I think they had one drive where they kind of got on you there a little bit when they got back in the game, but I think other than that, defense played pretty darn good. I think you got to be proud of what they're doing this year.
Again, third down has been our Achilles heel for some reason, and when we're blowing teams out, they're 2 for 13
right,
third down. When it makes it a little bit closer than everybody wants, they're 5 of 10.
Were they 7 of 14? It was like 50%.
7 of 14 in that game, and so I think those are the things that really is evident. Those are the keys to victory. There, you win the turnover battle, which we did. And you have a chance to get off the field on third down and get better at it.
And one of those plays, I think you're talking about, missed maybe probably Larry Clark, I think, when he went a little wheel route when he went up the sideline, just missed that one. I mean, it was, man, like you said, just that close. And he's, like you say, if you hit a couple of those plays, it all looks a lot different. One of those plays, though, you did hit was the defense there at the end of the first half and following Michi's great run. I thought it was a great run there to get it in the end zone. Then you get the scoop and score. Yeah,
we were able to we had some different formations. We kind of knew how they were going to fit it. And Meach made a great cut. And
how about his leg drag in there? That was kind of something you don't see every day. When he shifted,
he was able to go and really there were some great blocks by everybody covering him up by Spencer Nath and Corbin Fincher, and Ty McCauley did a nice job on the outside, and Aaron Eckhoff came back and sealed the linebacker, but he was able to come up there and he was dragging the leg through, is I think what you're saying. Yeah. And the guys kind of hit each other, but he had balance. And then he made somebody miss. And that was encouraging to be able to see Meach get that confidence to be able to do that.
Then on the defensive end, we saw some really, I don't want to call it inflated, but big tackle numbers for your linebackers, but I think that tells you how good the line was playing. Your defensive line occupying people, letting your linebackers fly to the football and make stops.
Well, I think, this type of a team is a playoff type of caliber when they're playing two backs and one, and majority. And so your fits with your defensive line is to make sure you know where your help is and funnel it right to your help. And so if you're able to do that, you're able to get on target and make sure everybody's fit right and make sure that we handle this thing. And so I think defensively, I thought Ian Kelly had a great game. Brandon Pears playing outstanding, Sam Singleton. And then they got us on the perimeter a little bit with their numbers. They did a great job of blocking us, but we never gave up the big play. We were able to keep everything in front of us, and so that's part of playing great defense.
What I liked about your defense is that once they saw it, they settled in. It seems to be the MO of Hunter Hughes defenses, because I think that Hunter does so much, and they're expected to do so much and know so much that once they see it live, then they settle in. And it seems like that's a recurring theme every week.
I think Hunter does a great job of staying a play ahead and kind of predict the play and get the best defense versus that play, versus that situation, versus personnel. And I thought our defense, our secondary tackled very well. I thought LaRon Tarkington, he had one of his better games. He was our player of the week. And I thought he did a great job of fitting, making great tackles in there. He was flying around.
Well, you saw everything. You saw wildcat, you saw jet sweep, you saw deep throws, you saw quarterback draws called. I mean, it was they threw everything at you.
Right. And so I think that, that's what playoff football is all about, is playing the best football in November. You're going to see that. And we're able to play a very good team, and hopefully we'll continue this upward trend.
Well, I think one thing we found out, Joe and I kind of talked about it, this program at Dixie's got some potential. I mean, they got a nice recruiting area. You're down there in the southwest part of Utah, and they're playing with like the fourth quarterback that they've had this year. I mean, there's a true freshman out there. Just imagine if they had an experienced quarterback in that ball game, it would have been really dicey, wouldn't it?
Well, I think that Yes. Yes. And I really feel like our guys would have been able to adjust and do those things. But, yes, they got a great recruiting area and been able to handle those things. And we got to still continue to improve to get better.
So that, not to look way ahead, but Joe and I like to look ahead because we might go to Vegas first and then come on up there.
Oh, so might they.
But I mean that's going to be a tough trip for next year, and you do see the potential of that program. We see potential in a lot of programs in the RMAC. I think everybody's kind of on the rise here.
Yes, I agree with you. I think there really are some teams that are playing some great football. I think everybody's up their standard, if you want to say, and raise their standard to be a part of it, and so do we. So we got to continue to do that.
All right, we are at Andy Max. It is the John Wristen Show. We got a lot of questions coming in already. I got 15 texts already that have come in with people wanting to know things. We've got the hot mic.
We have the hot mic, and if you ask questions tonight here at Andy Max, if you come up and talk to us, you have a chance to win a glass, a shirt, and passes to the tailgate, and then other passes to the tailgate.
Beautiful.
So,
all right, so there's your incentive. The incentive plan to come try the hot mic.
Hot mic.
Here at Andy Max. We've got hot hors d'oeuvres. We've got our meatballs as usual. They're good. Garlic bread, and you know, we liked them so much last week. We talked about them. Looks like
the crispy wings.
They've made them to perfection. The boneless, crispy nuggets.
Well done.
Looking forward to it. And, you know, they kind of backed off on the sauce. They probably saw how much sauce we leave left over. So it's kind of nice. We don't need that much sauce.
We're good.
We're good. We're good.
Right,
but
and give it up to JC and his staff. Lane's here tonight. Emily's here tonight. Forrest is cooking in the kitchen. Andy Max did a good. You know, John and I have been here since 9 years ago in the little corner. Remember
exactly.
that?
We were there before the fire got it.
Before the fire, before there was food.
Right.
Yeah, before the fire.
We split a Subway when we talked on the.
That is going way back. All right, come out and join us here at Andy Max. 671-7574 is the number to text a question if you got one. That's 719-671-7574. Back with more of the John Wristen Show here from Andy Max on Fox Sports Pueblo.
The John Wristen Show on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
And welcome back to Andy Max for the John Wristen Show, everybody. Little Howard Cosell wannabe there.
You're on a roll.
Yeah, you know.
A little punchy.
A little punchy. I was up late last night, you know.
Getting in the
I'm one of those guys just watching going, well, they just call this thing already, you know. The election is just like, okay, it's over with. But,
I went to bed.
Yeah, but, you know, then you have some fun. You know, Ralph Turner was one of the guys chatting back and forth with, you know, on Facebook, just stupid stuff. And, you know, Ralph and I could be stupid because we've been many a late hour on a bus somewhere coming back from some remote RMAC outpost, so it was right on time for us.
That's good. You and Ralph and
peas in a pod. That's okay.
Yeah. I wanted to call Joe.
They got their own show at 12 a.m.
Yeah, that'd be the late night, the nightcaps. You probably don't remember that. That's aging me way back there. If anybody remembers the nightcaps on KCSJ back when we were teenagers. Oh my gosh! All right, a lot of questions coming in for you, John. 671-7574. A couple of them deal with the playoffs, so we'll just deal with that right now. Playoffs, the regional rankings have come out. Still not in the top 10. I thought you'd slip into the 10 spot this week, but
we did.
Well, yeah, not according to this.
Yeah, no, they're in the 10.
They're in the 10. We're in the 10.
It says Wayne State, Michigan right here.
No, it's 10. That's wrong.
An error?
That's an error.
That's an error from the D2 football site.
Right.
Okay, so if you're number
D2, yeah, don't ever. This is the most bogus website on the history.
All right. So if you're 10, so you bumped Wayne State, Michigan out.
Yes,
they're going to lose this week to Grand Valley anyway. So don't worry. So I'll put you at 10. All right, but still, you've got teams ahead of you. But I've kind of documented everybody from 5 to 9 has a tough game this weekend and could lose. If you win this week, what you got to do, you got to take care of your business. If you do that, you got the teams ahead of you all could lose. Truman State is at your old buddy McKendree.
Right.
All right.
Did you send something to Babcock? I mean, who's getting fruit baskets this week? Babcock, Azusa Pacific?
Yeah, kid. Then
John Reiner's
I've talked to both of them.
Black Hill State?
Talked to 3 of them.
Did you send them some game plans?
Talked to all 4 of them.
So we'll continue. Ferris State, they play Saginaw, who took Grand Valley to double overtime. What a game that was.
Well,
Crazy game.
Grand Valley lost their top 3 wide receivers. And
oh, my.
So when I was talking to Coach Mitch, they decided to run the ball. They ran it 17 straight times. They ran the different plays, 2 different plays, and they found a way to win there. So that's a great win. And Saginaw Valley's coming on strong.
What was he, channeling Mark Herring or something?
He was
like the old South days.
What's a boon from
run the same play from 4 different formations?
Remember the Titans.
Exactly.
Novocaine.
Does Mark listen to us?
No.
Come on, Mark. All right. Colorado Mesa, 7th. They take on Azusa Pacific.
You know, the only thing that bothers me about that is that one's in Grand Junction. If it was in California,
okay.
But Mesa's not any good.
Now, Mines faces Black Hills. I think you got to favor Mines, but you never know. Black Hills have had some decent ball games this year. Ashland, they take on Ohio Dominican. Ohio Dominican, pretty good ball club. They could beat it. So I'm just saying it's possible. You got to be thinking that way. Well, it's possible, but I'm sure you probably got your kids saying, you know what, we just got to win our ball game because it's all moot if we don't win our ball game.
The bottom line is we can only control what we can control, and that's having a great game against our red letter opponent, playing our last game as seniors here at CSU Pueblo Thunderbolt that we're guaranteed. And so we got to do our job. We got to do it better than what we ever done. And so those are things that we got to do. Now we're playing a Chatham team that's kind of wounded right now. You know, this isn't up to their standards. But for them to go in their off season, it only takes one great victory against us that will springboard them into what they're trying to do. And so we got to be on point. We got to keep improving. We got to keep improving, keep striving to try to be a playoff team.
Now, some of the most entertaining, exciting ball games ever at the Thunderbolt have been against Chadron State. I mean, it's some remarkable games. The one year you're down 21-3, and they end up winning in overtime, and that was a crazy game. I mean, they've had some great games up there as well. It has lived up to its rivalry.
Yeah, it's we're very fortunate in being able to play against a great Chadron State Eagle team that they've just always have brought it. They were always the standard of what we wanted to be like. It's out of respect that I really admire what they're doing up there. And so that's not ever going to change. It's going to be what a red letter game for us, and that's what it's going to be.
Now, what's been the problem, do you think, with their program? They have a little problem since when Bill O'Boyle got kind of forced out. Do you think they just kind of suffered from that for a couple years and it's going to take them a little while to reload? What's been the problem, you think?
I think, bottom line, you got to be a little lucky to go win. And I don't think luck's gone their way. It's been a tough year. They lost a player at the very beginning of the year. They've had to deal with some adversity. And I think all that adds up to what you see. A couple games could have gone either way on them. And you got to get the luck of the bounce. And this year hasn't been their year based on that. But I guarantee you they're going to bring it Saturday. And we better watch out for what they're coming. They're well coached. They play a very physical brand of football. And we got to do our best.
Well, Joe and I kind of watched one of their tough luck ball games against Adams State. We were watching online for one of your games, and I'm going to come down to get the chance to kick the winning field goal, and they missed a 26-yarder. You know, it's like nothing's guaranteed when you bring the kicking unit out. Well, and they end up losing that ball game. I mean, that had to be hard to take.
Well, they're playing with a young freshman kicker, and so are we, and so I mean it's just one of those years where it's not always have worked out, but it's one of those things that they will get it back because they got a great foundation in their program and they got a great standard what that looks like, and so we have to be on point to be able to make sure we get all that done.
You will never ever overlook Chadron. Never. I mean, there's some games that you could kind of maybe take a peek out of one eye toward the next week. Chadron's not that kind of program.
Well, according to you two, that always happens about taking a peek to doing those things.
Oh, we look 3-4 weeks ahead.
Oh, I know. You guys got all the answers.
We have all the answers, John.
You got all the answers. I don't see you helping me out before the call, though.
No, where you were.
I need to be there before the call to have a lot of answers, not after the call. Two.
Well, let's just put it this way. Before the call, they're suggestions. After the call, they're answers. Okay. Okay. That's how we roll. We have lots of suggestions before the game and lots of answers after.
Well, I'm sure the listeners appreciate that analogy. Okay, I just want to make sure they have that analogy from you guys.
Yes, just straight up and.
Well, that's the first time I kind of heard you stumbling. Stumbling. I know.
Based on some of the things I've heard, it's like you just don't know what's going on. It's kind of like you're either somebody's hero or what the hell's wrong with you picking on our Thunderwolves?
Oh no, we've heard it all, and the best part about this team, and I said it last week, and I said it the week before, I'm going to say it this week. It's getting better. And it's fun to watch a team improve.
Right.
And it's fun to watch a team, and it's,
you just like to get in.
I take mental roll every day. When I go to practice, that's kind of what I do. Practice is the same every week. I just take mental roll, and I just look at players getting better and getting more comfortable being out there. Even the guys who are not in uniform today, who kind of Cole Forsgren was in a boot, and Tanner Draper's done. But these guys, their personality's coming out now, and they're starting to feel more comfortable in their surroundings. That means they're buying into being part of the team and can take ownership of it. And that's the growth I've seen from week 1 to week today has been amazing with this team.
Yeah, I call it our maturity of this 2016 team, and it's been a joy to coach these guys, and we faced a lot of adversity this year, and to see these guys stick together and pound it out and figure out how to win. We need to figure out how to go 1-0 Saturday, and that will cap, I think, an outstanding year. And I think that we're in the process of trying to get this thing over the edge and create that dynasty that we want to be. And I think in all reality, injuries play a part of this season, and it's of every season. But we've found a way to overcome that, and our goal is we got to finish it Saturday.
Yeah, make no mistake about it. This season could have gone sideways in a big hurry if certain things had not turned around like they did.
Right. So let's talk about that next week.
Okay.
Let's finish this.
I think this is. I'm excited for the. It's a good time to play Shadron. It's a good week because you have to up your game. There's a hint of things to play for beyond Saturday, and we'll know Sunday night. We'll sit there and you're either in or you're out, and if you're not, then we talk about what could have been, and if you're in, we're packing our bags for some place.
Well, we'll know if we have a chance. It's Saturday at 4:00.
Right, because who loses and who wins.
We stub our toe and don't play the game like I'm expecting us to go play. Then we have our answers in front of us.
So that's a given. Okay. Okay.
Now he's going to have an answer for you.
Is that a suggestion or a answer?
That is a foregone conclusion.
Wow.
I have all the vocabulary. See that? I don't have much, but I got vocabulary, Coach.
Yeah, you don't have much.
I don't have much else, but I got vocabulary.
That's a lyric to a song. So I'm trying to think who sings that, Joe.
I just love
I'll come up with it.
We got to go back and roll the tape when John was doing the Heisman. He invented words.
Okay.
All right, John Wristen Show. More of that to come. We're coming back with your questions here. We've got them all lined up. Joe's probably got questions lined up, too, if he's got some on his phone.
And the hot mic.
The hot mic's ready for all the prizes. We got tickets to the tailgate. We got these
T-shirts, glasses.
And you can probably fill that glass up with your favorite beverage as soon as the night's over here. Or during the night if you want to. Who cares? All right, 719-671-7574. I may need to fill it up with a beverage.
There you go.
There they come right now.
It sounds like you have.
Oh, my goodness. It's been a rough day, Johnny, if you only knew. All right, come back after this timeout. Questions coming up. John Wristen Show from Andy Max on Fox Sports Pueblo.
The John Wristen Show on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
and welcome back to the John Wristen Show. We are here at Andy Mack's, enjoying our appetizers. They are luscious. They're good.
Got a great crowd tonight.
Very good crowd. Tundra's here. Lots of other people. There's Tundra right there. I heard Tundra howling.
Right on cue.
Tundra is so good. And maybe Tundra will get a hamburger again tonight. Slopper. I don't know. The green chili might be a little too much for Tundra, but we'll see.
She might have some digestive issues from Yellowstone.
It could be. All right, we got a lot of questions here, Johnny.
Hey, we have the hot mic, too. And
got the hot mic.
We have our first...
He's going to wait for he wants to see if somebody else has asked it here. But Uncle Charlie checking in.
If he asks it first, he gets
What's up,
swag.
Uncle Charlie?
Uncle Charlie. He wanted us to explain the playoff process. So what needs to happen for you to get in? What do you feel like has to happen, Johnny?
Well,
besides you winning.
There's a lot of
scenarios. What are the key games?
This is the scenario that has to happen. CSU Pueblo has to beat Chadron.
Okay.
And Azusa Pacific has to beat Mesa.
Okay.
And then there's a lot of different scenarios based on schedule strength. And so really 5 has to lose. 6 is probably untouchable because I think their schedule strength is going to go up. But if 5 loses, we got a chance. If Mesa loses, we got a chance. And in all reality, Mines loses gives us a much better chance.
If Ohio Dominican beats Ashland, is there any chance Ohio Dominican jumps the shark?
No.
No. Okay. All right.
Now, here's a question I got before we went on. The RMAC is an earned access conference, so if you win your conference and you're in the top 8, you automatically jump into the top 7.
Correct.
But you have a chance to have a 3-way tie for the RMAC championship. So who?
It's the highest ranked team, not the champion. It's the highest ranked team.
But if Mesa is 6 and you are 8, but still considered a conference champion, do you go in the 7th spot?
No. Because there's already a team in there, so it doesn't.
There you go.
You don't get to jump that spot.
All right. Okay.
Even though we beat Mesa.
All right. Question from Madison and Abigail. They're in early tonight.
2 favorites.
You know, it's daylight savings time, so they're probably a little more tight, getting ready for bed and everything. Which players have the best and which players have the worst taste in music on the team? Now, we should qualify that. You know, John comes from the classic rock era, so I don't know if he is a true judge of the modern disciples of music, but who do you think, whose music do you like the best, and whose music you cannot stand from the ball club?
Well, anymore, everybody's got their headphones on.
Yeah, you don't hear anything.
The beats, so I really...
We'll go by practice playlist.
This is what I'll do for them. I'm going to take off everybody's beats and listen to it, and I'll say, I didn't like that, okay? And then I'll go, oh, I like it, and start doing a little dance with that. So I really...
Watch for that.
Okay, so that's what I'm doing. I'm going to listen to everybody's... beats and tell you who I didn't like any songs to. I think I'm going to say I don't really like Ty McCauley's music. Okay, so I'll put Ty on the spot, and then I think I like we'll say Brock Davies. He likes a little country. He's doing that, so I'm a little country guy.
All right,
little country and Little Wayne.
Little Wayne.
John, for those of you listeners, John likes to throw out when he recruits, just so that he's hip with his guys. He throws out a Little Wayne. Have you ever even heard Little Wayne?
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah. Those guys. I say every song, "Hey, that's Lil Wayne," and they don't know, Coach. No. It's not. That's Drake or it's one of those other guys. And so when it comes out, and it is Lil Wayne, they go, "Coach, that's Lil Wayne." I go, "No, it is, and that's Drake."
Today's playlist was awful. I don't know what it was, but it was just bad. Usually when it's the secondary guys, because when they're having the most fun, that's the music playing, and it's somebody was Pandora over the stadium.
That's quite a fraternity.
But last week it was phenomenal. It was classic rock and country, and it was
again another suggestion or answer with
no, that's an opinion.
Now that's an opinion.
That's an opinion.
Okay,
come on, John.
You know, I heard last night. Listened a little bit on YouTube in my spare time. The Highwaymen. You know who the Highwaymen are?
Yeah, it's Johnny Cash and Waylon
and Willie. And Chris Christopherson, of all people. You know, kind of the throw-in.
Boy, you learn
somebody
something
for the ladies.
You learn something at this radio show, don't you?
There you go, exactly.
If you look at Andy Max right now and you look up at one of these screens, and these screens are playing altitude replay, and it's Pomona. Pomona's finest is in the house tonight.
The pride of Pomona is
Pomona
Wardo.
Panthers. Wardo's in the house.
Is he in the Hall of Fame at Pomona?
Yes.
Oh,
He
that
should be.
So sweet. I want to see that.
He's in somebody's Hall of Fame.
It's a Hall of Fame of one.
All right. Which past Thunderwolf do you think would be most likely to be elected President of the United States, and why?
Wow.
That's a good question. Paul Browning, the crowd is saying. That's a good answer, too. It's a very good answer.
I think I'd go with Paul Browning from the Precinct 42 over here. Precinct 42 is voting for Paul Browning.
The Bonfort Boulevard Precinct.
Yeah, so I think Paul Browning would be a great president. He's can do a lot of great things. His personality, he's a great speaker, cares about people. I think Steph Dickens could do that too.
All right.
Steph, yeah, very much the secondary guys.
Well, they like to talk.
Paul Browning, a little to the left of Lennon, but you're still okay with that?
Yes.
Okay. Just seeing if Paul's listening. We'll see if see if that gets to him.
Yeah.
There we go. Which current Thunderwolf do you think would be most likely to be elected? Not just to office. Who's politically connected on this Thunderwolf squad, do you think?
I think the quiet guy of Corbin Feenster is very, very intelligent.
Smart, yeah.
Smart. He's got, he was all-region academic, all-American academic. He's just got his way. He knows how to push the right buttons. He knows when how to back off. So I'm going to go Corbin.
All right.
Those are good. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that.
Saturday will be Senior Day. How many seniors will we be losing this year, and what has this senior group meant to you personally?
Well, we're losing, I believe, 19 seniors are walking, and that it's one of these things that you go, golly, it's gone so fast. And these guys have done such a great job, not only in the classroom, but in the ability to play at a high level.
I'm just trying to think of starters. LaRon, Joe Jones,
Ian Kelly,
Sam Singleton. So that's 4 starters on defense.
Ryan Merrill.
Yeah.
Leading tackler. So that's a good chunk.
Right.
Daniel Wise. That's about it on offense.
Well, you got Larry Clark and Lloyd Mills.
God, Larry Clark, you just wish.
Yeah, there's a guy, Lloyd Mills. Now, where did that guy come from, Joe? We didn't. Jim and I on the field is like, who is that guy?
He's catching passes.
Yeah, he's in part of the game plan.
Lloyd is a guy that is a graduate of San Diego State.
Okay.
And he came here a little bit late, or not came here late. When he came here, he got hurt, and so they put him behind, and so that gave him a chance. We're playing a little catch up with him, and he's done a nice job.
Yeah, he kind of had a couple little plays there, a couple little specials on the bubble screen for him. Looked pretty good.
You know, when Jim and I both scrambled for the roster, we're like, wait a minute,
who's that guy?
Right.
Haven't seen him this year, so we quickly adjusted. We're ready for the hot mic. It's Dr. Dave is ready with the hot mic, and he's got his Stella in his left hand, and he is ready for a question. He kind of previewed it to me. That's an awesome question. Well, you got to turn his mic on there, Joe. There we go.
There you go.
All right, there we go. All right. Well, I'm not kidding.
The one night of the hot mic.
The hot mic is...
Check.
Nah,
you can't do it.
Yeah, exactly. So hand him your headset there, Joe. We'll take this. There we go. All right. Talk into the headsets. For some reason, our hot mic not working. It's probably my cord. So here we go. All right. There we go. Now we go.
Okay.
Actually got a couple for you, Coach.
I'm ready for it, Dr. Dave.
Number one, late in the game, we've got penalty, defensive holding, and we kicked a field goal. Would that have been an automatic first down?
No.
Okay.
What happens in that penalty? It was like 3 yards, and the penalty was 2.5. That's why I was trying to ask that measurement to do that. It's not an automatic first down. Now, if it's done out in the secondary and they hold defense holding, it's an automatic first down. There's a difference there. So
we're sitting there saying, why wouldn't we run off more time off the clock? We'll get 3 points. And
so I didn't want to take points off. It was a first down. I would have done what you suggested, like Joe is doing here. So suggestions.
Joe's got all the answers.
Okay.
All the answers. Okay, second question.
Second question, what was it about their swing pass that seemed to give us fits for a while?
Well, that becomes a numbers game, and so I thought they did a great job of blocking that perimeter. And so we wanted to leave numbers in the box and force them to do that and make the one-on-one play, because we knew they weren't going to do that time after time after time, even though it seemed like it. But yes, they did a great job of blocking it. They cut us very well on the perimeter, and so what happens is you play the numbers game. If the numbers right, they're going to throw it out there. If their numbers aren't, they're going to run the box. And we rather have our numbers right in the box and force them to go then rally to make that play. So those are great questions. Thank you,
all right,
Dr. Dave.
Dr. Dave getting the prize there. We got one more prize to give away here. We got the mug. Is that a CSU Pueblo mug or is it an Andy Max mug?
It is a Geico. No, it's a Go Pack.
Go Pack. Geico. For 15 minutes, you can do anything.
It's a CSU Pueblo tumbler, a shirt, and tickets to the tailgate.
Yeah.
On top of the brand new Leo Meeting Warrior Center inside the Thunderbolt for Saturday's game.
Who wants to win a prize and come ask the coach a question?
And it could be his favorite color. John's favorite. It's fuchsia. It's his favorite color.
A tumbler.
Fuchsia. All right, we're going to let everybody think about this question here on the hot mic. When we come back, we want a hot mic question. So when we come back, we'll do that. We'll continue the conversation about Chadron State.
We don't have any more questions on the
all done. Yeah, they were kind of redundant, So I think we had them all asked. I was excited. We had about 12 of them. I counted up. 4 of them were asking the same thing. One of them was my wife, and one of them was my mom. So they want to know how to fix the TV at my mom's house. So, you know what? I'm a little busy.
Well, Jim, Dr. Dave, though, he had can you ask for a measurement?
Well, that's what I was trying to do. And they said, no, it wouldn't be a first down. I says, can we double-check this? Because I'm not sure their math.
Plus, it buys you a little bit of time. And it's your boy Tony Bates, so that's always good. So, as soon as we saw that lineup, we were like, the Three Blind Mice and Company.
Well, the thing that he had it wrong the first time. I said, are you sure? And so I knew it was going to be close, and then they talked and they got it. I go, are you sure? And he goes, then he went back. So that's why it took so long. Yeah. So I said, all right, we're going to take the points. I don't want to put ourselves in that position of fourth down when you already got three points.
I don't think the game. Exactly.
I don't think that's.
And your kicker coming on.
He's awesome.
He's going to be the guy. I have great faith in Nathan Taylor.
All right, there you have it. We thank everybody for your questions this week, each and every week here on the John Wristen Show. We got one more segment to go. We're going to talk about Chadron State. That all comes your way next. We're at Andy Max, John Wristen Show on Fox Sports Pueblo.
The John Wristen Show on Fox Sports Pueblo, 1350.
And welcome back to Andy Max, John Wristen Show. Final segment. We got one final, not so much a question, but a comment. Mr. Positive checking in. John, he's got his name up on the stadium up there.
Yep.
You work there every day?
Nita and Eddie.
And he's Mr. Positive. He's made a nice, splendid recovery from, he was down there for a little bit, but he's come back strong.
With a positive attitude.
Exactly. He wants to thank everybody in the community, all the fans that have helped donate to the Warrior Center, Leamini Warrior Center there, and all the Friends of Football for doing that. And still holding out hope for this year, getting the playoffs, but even if you don't, it's been a great year and looking forward to 2017.
Yeah, I think that he brings up a good point that I probably have done not a great job of, but this city of Pueblo and the Pack fans of doing what we did in that stadium. I mean, that training room has absolutely been unbelievable. Been able to help us out. The new weight center, with being able to get that done. It took a lot of people from the city of Pueblo and donated a lot of time, money, and effort, and really Lee Meisner did a great job of organizing it all, and
Wardo
Wardo was all a part of that, and with Danny and the Friends of Football and driving that bus. I mean, it's given us the best facilities around, and it's really much needed for us to help take care of our athletes.
Have you noticed an impact in recruiting already?
Well, I don't know.
I mean, you haven't signed anybody, but when that's another place to take them, and that's just pretty amazing.
Eyes light up. Yeah. Imagine the parents' eyes light up when they see something like that.
I'm not usually there when the recruits are there, but when they walk around, afterwards you go, God, what a great place, what a great atmosphere to be able to do that. I think we're going to see the effects of that. But what I've really noticed is our recovery of our athletes because of the cold tubs and the underwater treadmill with that being able to get guys back a little faster, and the ability in our training room to do rehab instead of being stacked on each other. And so we, with over 600 athletes that we have in our whole athletic department, we needed something like that down there, and all sports are taking advantage, and that's what it was all about. In that weight room, as I was leaving off the practice field, we had 2 teams in there just going through the workouts and seeing that, and we're not stacked on top of each other, and it was well done and well thought out, and the only place it could ever be done is here in the city of Pueblo, and the Friends of Football with Danny's leadership and Lee's driving force, and a lot of people donate a lot of money, and we really appreciate that.
And speaking just real quick of other CSU Pueblo teams, you got teams in nationals now. You got your women's soccer programs playing tomorrow afternoon in the national tournament, and you got both men's and women's cross country, which I think is fantastic. That what Matt Morris has done with those programs.
Yeah, I think I obviously Paul and Regato and our women's soccer team, they've raised their standard, and they've elevated their game, and they've had a nice run on this, and I'm really looking forward to seeing their results of them getting a national play. In fact, they left at 2:30, so I took a bunch of guys up there. We bought them cookies and Rice Krispie treats, and we sent them off and wished them best of luck. And then Matt office is right next to mine, and I see all those cross country young men and women that put in a lot of miles, and they're just great athletes and train on their own. In fact, they're having to get up and eat breakfast at 3:30 is what Matt's doing them now because of time change in Florida. That's how serious these guys are.
Oh, no, he's insane.
That's how serious they're trying to get them. They are getting up at 3:30, learning how to digest their food, get all that, and then get ready to run at 8:30 out there in Florida, which is 6:30 our time. I mean, it's just an unbelievable planning and thought process they have to be in their success, because they only got 20 minutes to go do your thing. And
you got to be ready.
20 minutes. It's not like they get.
There's no halftime.
There's no halftime. You don't get 3 timeouts. You can't recover. So I think it's kind of interesting, and I'm just so proud to be a part of their program.
All right. Playing Chadron this week, John. What can we look forward from this ball club? What are they probably more of the same of what they've always done, or any new wrinkles? What do we look forward from this ball club?
They got 2 really outstanding, really got 3 really outstanding tailbacks, and one of them's out from Pueblo West, Derek Jackson. He's done a nice job with them, but they got a YouTube sensation in Cody Paul. If you guys remember Cody, and their offensive line is as big as you're going to see Nebraska's offensive line would expect.
Corn-fed.
Like to come out and they cut you, and they got big, tall receivers. I think that their quarterback position is a little dropped from when he had McLean, and that McLean was awesome, and they had McLean's there for years, and the guy has struggled. He just threw really some stupid passes last week that cost them the game, really, or they're going to blow Black Hills out.
5 picks, 2 to the house.
5 picks to the house, and so that was the difference in that ballgame. Defensively, they are very active, very similar to what we saw at Western State. Very similar to how they're going to play us. They're going to mix that umbrella. They're going to have 5 defensive backs. They're going to bring different people from everywhere. And, last year with Cam and Bernard and Karen, we big played them to death. We had big play after big play to win that game. Well, that's not our MO so much this year, and so we got to be able to grind it out and have a great enthusiasm with that. And then I think our special teams have to be a difference in that game. Our change the field position with our return game. We got to continue to have great punts and coverage. We need to get the ball on the sidelines and not give Cody Paul a chance to get north and south. And then when we get an opportunity to go make a play, we got to go make that play. We don't want any more long foul balls. I want the stands to be loud and proud. I want us to be stomping our feet. We need a group of people that want to come out, and not just 2,000. We need 6,000 hungry fans to come out here and help support this group on Senior Day. These seniors have given their all for the last 5 years and brought some great football. Let's send them off on a right game.
All right, we're looking forward to it. We'll have the ball game right here on Fox Sports Pueblo for you. Remember, it's a 1:30 pregame, 2 o'clock kickoff for the final regular season game of the year, Senior Day at the Thunder Bowl. It should be weather should be great. Look forward to seeing you out there. We want to thank everybody here at Andy Max for everything they do for us for our show each and every week. Thank our listeners. Thank all the people with their questions, sending them in tonight, and most of all, thank the fans that show up here each and every week. And Andy Max, we appreciate you showing up. Joe Cervi's my partner. The head coach is John Wristen. I'm Jim Brooks. Caitlin Norton's been our producer and engineer. Till we talk to you Saturday. Good night, everybody.
Go Pack!
Thanks for listening to the John Wristen Show on Fox Sports Pueblo, 1350. Tune in again next week at the same time for all things CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves football. Only on Fox Sports 1350, KCCY Pueblo.